Meanwhile, in the capital, unknown men have beaten up the leader of a local Jewish movement. The attackers reportedly hit him with bats and shouted anti-Semitic slogans. Just months ago, the rabbi was seen addressing the crowds in Maidan.
Jews have a tradition not to get involved in conflicts, not to meddle with power. We must stand aside and pray for the ministers, for the government, and for peace within the country.
But some Ukrainians seem to have ignored these calls for national unity as more and more Nazi graffiti appears on the walls in Ukrainian cities, and ultra-nationalists are given key government posts. Kiev's Jewish community feels they can no longer entrust their safety to the police. RT's Paula Sleer explains.
The synagogue is empty. The rabbi is packing his office up.
I don't want to leave. I'm pushed to leave. Because I want my children to feel safe. I want my children to be free, to speak openly what they think of. That's the reason. This is not just for me, this is for my children. And for my family.
2 weeks ago, a man was caught on camera painting swastikas on the door of the synagogue. The message he left was chilling: death to the Jews. It's the first time in 20 years a synagogue was vandalized. As you can see, the graffiti's been painted over, but the police only came today to investigate the incident, 2 weeks after it happened. Ever since the unrest started, a number of Jews have been attacked while walking on the streets of Kiev. There are about 100,000 Jews living in Ukraine right now, but one of the country's chief rabbis is urging them to leave. That's as members of the right-wing Svoboda party are now part of the interim government in Kiev.
We felt that nobody will do anything wrong to us because we are protected under the law, Ukrainian law. Nowadays, there is no law. I mean, because everything is changing so fast, and I don't expect anybody would protect the Jews if anything happens.
And so these Ukrainian Jews who do not want to leave are taking matters into their own hands. Self-defense training is being organized by former Israeli army elite forces and security personnel.
I think you need to know how to defend yourself anywhere. If there are such training courses, I will be happy, because people need this in every place and time.
But none of those who participated in the training would speak on camera. This man agreed, but only if we covered his face.
Everyone should learn how to defend themselves, given the situation that we have here. We know the Maidan movement is nationalist. Former Israeli soldiers who have experience, who know how to act in this kind of situation, are helping us to get ready.
Prime Minister Arseniy Yatsenuk has pointed out that his deputy prime minister represents the Jewish community and says his government will fight against any form of fascism. But the people we spoke to don't sound optimistic.
The Jews are always blamed in hard times, and now the time is not easy.
But the risk of staying is just too high. Many of Ukraine's Jews fear that ultra-nationalist attacks will shift from synagogues to human targets. Paula Sleer, RT, Simferopol, Crimea.